Right, y'all. It's about that time. It is playoff basketball time here for K1, and we have our bracket. As you guys can see, our number 1 through 12, I will name them in order. Number 1 seed is our Warriors, 2 seed is our Nets, 3 seed is our Celtics, 4 seed is our Lakers, and those guys have a bye into the first week as everybody else has to do I guess you could call it a play-in. And then we have the 5th seed Bucks will go up against the 12 seed Thunder. We have the 6 seed Spurs going up against the 11 seed Sixers. We have the 7 seed Grizzlies going up against the 10 seed Magic. And then we have the 8-9 game, middle of the pack game. That'll be the Bulls versus the Heat. So I have a couple of disclaimers before I let you guys know about this, how this goes. So for the first game of this tournament, not for the first game, I'm sorry, but for the Bulls Heat game, Nick Crow will not be able to play the first game. Due to getting 2 technicals in his last game. So that can cost them, but I still think the Bulls have a chance regardless of that. And then if they win, Nick Crow will be able to play. If they advance, he will be able to play against Warriors. That's just the only disclaimer I guess I had. I didn't have multiple. Okay, guys, let's dip into this. The first game will be the 12-15 game, and that will be the Thunder versus the Bucks. And whoever wins this game plays the Lakers. Who you got and why, Mr. People?
Got the Bucks because they're a better team. Period.
Who you got, Mr. Scott?
Yeah, I'm rolling with the Bucks. It's too much. If the Johnsons show up, that's deep shooting they gonna have. Yeah, I definitely got the Bucks.
Okay, so just a disclaimer for you guys. That was the second thing I wanted to let everybody know. I will not be giving my picks since I am participating in the tournament as a player and as a coach. I wish the best of luck to everybody, and I want everybody to win in life. That is my take, and that is all I got. So we got the Bucks advancing for you guys. So since it's 2 for 2, um, we'll move them at forward to play the Lakers in you guys' bracket here on the podcast. The next game will be the Spurs versus the Sixers. Um, Mr. Mr. Scott, who you got and why?
I'm rolling with the Spurs. I feel like Ock is gonna do what Ock does. I'm feeling like this could be a game where Gerald can kind of bounce back from the rough couple games he's had. And I think this is going to be a game where G Davis is going to really pour it on, scoring wise, 3 pointers, all that good stuff. And Bergens for the Sixers, he's going to still do what he does, but I don't think it's going to be enough to edge out the Spurs.
What you got, Mr. People?
Spurs again because they're the better team. Period.
All right, very simple take. Very simple take. All right, you guys got the Spurs advancing to play the Celtics. Now we have the Grizzlies and the Magic. For the next game, 2:25 p.m. Mr. Peoples, who you got and why?
I'm gonna take the Grizzlies. I mean, again because they're the better team in this matchup. So yeah.
All right, and Mr. Scott, who you got?
Hey man, rolling with the big Grizzlies. It's too much on the line to be a one and out with them in that game. They got the personnel that can really, upset this Magic team. But hey, the Magic gonna fight. But let's see how much fight they got in them. If they can get over that hump. You know, but I'm definitely rolling with the Grizzlies.
All right, so we'll move the Grizzlies to the next slot against the Nets in that round, and then the final game of the first round will be the 8-9 game, and that's the Bulls and Heat. Nick Crowless Bulls. We have to remember that, guys. Who we got in this matchup and why? We're gonna start with you, Mr. People.
Um, I'm gonna take the Bulls. Um, because I still think the Heat is going to have to outscore the Bulls. But I mean, I think it is going to be a close game. I just think the Bulls probably going to hit more shots from the perimeter than the Heat. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the Bulls.
Scott, who you got and why?
I am so conflicted about this only because Nick Kroll has great games against the Heat, and he's usually like the guy that leads them. Without him, that's a big hit. But scoring wise, I haven't seen the Heat put enough scoring and firepower together to match that firepower on the other side of what the Bulls have. So I do agree with Tez. I'm taking the Bulls, but I think it's going to be close.
Hmm. So we both okay. Double picks for everybody. Everybody pretty much got the first. Well, excluding myself, I'm not giving picks, but we got everybody with double picks moving to the second round. So we have Bulls Warriors with 1-8. We have the Nets Grizzlies at 2-7. We have Spurs Sixers at 3-6, and then we would have the Lakers Bucks at 4-5. Um, yeah, that's looking like a real playoff bracket, right? So now we advance. So since you guys have the Bucks, you guys have the Bucks versus the Lakers. If these two teams end up meeting, who you got and why? I'm gonna
Who you
I'm gonna
asking
I'm gonna
for?
toss this one up. You guys pick who goes first.
Go ahead, D.
Hmm. It's funny because you don't want to like be too like on the fence because it's like you don't know what Bucks team is gonna show up. If that Bucks team that we just had this past week shows up, I don't see the Lakers beating them. But
Dang, without
I
the Johnson.
look, that's what I'm saying. But you get to what 16 out of Farah, 12 out of Pat. You know, that's tough, and that's without and they play like that without the Johnson. I'm around with the Lakers. I feel like we said a lot about them not having a closer, and I really feel like this is going. What I'm saying, this would be a game where Tone needs to assert himself, and he needs to be that guy for them. Like, don't get me wrong, Terrell, he hoops. To me, he's the MVP of this season. Right? That's just my pick. For MVP, but Tone really has to be that guy for them, scoring, assisting. Dre, he got it. Lil Dre has to, get in, chip in, and do what he has to do, facilitating and on defense. But they are definitely gonna have to have an all around game where it's like, hey, JJ gonna have to, have another repeat performance like this again. Because if you look in that front court, dude, Barrick Olden is tough. He is tough,
Yeah.
and that's gonna be a tough matchup. But like I said, I want to go with the Bucks, but I'm gonna take the Lakers.
All right. Who you got, Scott?
You know,
I mean, who you got, Mr. B?
you ever went to the carnival and then you got one ride that you really, really like, but then
Mm-hmm.
you got another ride you get on and you like, man, this ride pretty good too. So you
Mm-hmm.
like, man, I'm gonna get on the ride that's less that's not gonna make me kind of throw up or that's gonna make me more dizzy or something like that.
Give you that
I'm
just
rolling with
right
the
feeling.
I'm rolling with the Bucks for this pick. Um,
I
I
like that
I
analogy. I'm not gonna
I really feel like they they have the pieces in each position. Again, if everyone is there, Brian, everybody. I think I just believe that they have. I'm not gonna say I think. I believe that they have enough to beat the Lakers. Um, with Quan inside, that interior man, Quan.
That
Even with
front court is.
Anderson, we're forgetting about Chris Anderson. He's
That's what I'm
he's
saying.
he's
That
another piece. Like he's
yeah,
another piece in me
for sure.
that makes it hard for JJ. That makes it hard for Tone to rebound. Like, but hold on, Mark Mark Connor supposed to be back on Sunday. So
Ooh, ooh,
lie.
ooh, ooh. The
Mark
return,
Mm.
the
Connor
Derek,
return.
Derek, and Mark.
but I'm still taking the Bucks. So
Hey,
yeah,
the Slim Reaper returns.
man, Reaper's supposed to return.
Hey, that's tough.
Yeah, I'm glad
That's
I'm not
tough.
giving a pick.
Woo.
Yeah, I'm a roll with the Bucks though.
All right. So you got Lakers or Bucks advancing to that final four. So that's all right. That's that's do I
Woo.
can see either one of those things. So the next one, you all had the Spurs advancing and them playing the Celtics in the 3-6 matchup. Mr. Peoples, you got a why?
Um, I'm gonna pick the Celtics. Only because I don't feel like, well, I know that the Spurs doesn't have enough shooting. Like they can play defense, but Boston is gonna play defense as well, to a certain extent. And I just don't think they have enough shooting to compete with the Celtics. So I don't think they have put in enough points than the Celtics in this matchup. So I'm gonna go with the Celtics.
Okay. Who you got, Mr. Scott?
Going with the Celtics as well. My reasoning, it's just it's a lot. They got a lot over there. They got a lot of people that do their jobs and they do their jobs well. They know their roles. Too many, kind of X factorish players like Tone Phillips, Straw. If he's feeling good, if Jay is shooting good, if Ryan's there, it's gonna be tough on the boards for them. It's gonna be a dogfight down there for Ock to really get them rebounds when you got Phil stay on the glass. I'm hearing Jared Johnson is coming, so if you get him and Sims, like you got two guys that are alphas in scoring the ball, but they know how to get everybody involved, if that makes sense. And Jared's just different. He's just a different breed, bro. Like you don't see him a lot, but when he shows up, he shows up. And that's to me, that's the factor right there. The
One thing
K
I like
Rock
about
brothers,
Jared
they do their
personally,
thing, but he's
I
different.
like the fact that he fits. He just fits. Like you put
He
him anywhere,
fits,
he just
yeah.
fits. Like he just fits like a
And
glove on any team. You can put him
he
on any team in this league, he gonna fit.
bro, and will play his role and play it well, get others involved,
Yeah,
you
no matter
know,
what role he play, he can get other people
exactly. And he's gonna do it. And it's funny because like I don't know if a lot of people really pay attention to it. A lot of the time, bro, it's really effortless, for him when the game starts off. But when that switch cut on, when it's like second half, close to the end of the game, if it's a close game, it's just like he got this other gear that he switches to, dude, and it's different.
involved. Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree.
I think that'll just be a little too much, just
So
a little too much for the Spurs.
so we got the Celtics advancing to the final four. So we have the Bucks or the Lakers, and on the other side, we have the Celtics advancing, guys. Now we have Nets Grizzlies in the 6:45 game. Uh, Mr. Peoples, who you got? Matter of fact, Mr. Scott, who you got and why?
Okay, so again, this is kind of like that. I'm on the fence. I'm big on the Grizz. I'm big on the Grizz, but it's something about these games where, like you said, if mental toughness is going to play a factor in this game. Whoever wins the mind game is to me is who's going to win the game.
Hmm.
I've heard, like I said, and this is a rumor. This was earlier in the season. I heard Sammy is supposed to be trying to make his way back
Oh,
for
I've
the
heard that too.
playoffs.
I've heard that.
I've heard, and this can, it was me, John, and Dut. We was talking during the game, and I've heard he's supposed to be making a comeback. That to me, if he's coming, I would give it to the Nets, but I don't know for sure. So that's a whatever. But I don't know, man. This is probably the toughest one for me. This is probably the toughest pick for me. Um, I'm gonna go with the Nets. I'm gonna go with the Nets. You know why? That's gonna be my challenge for you, Walt. You and your team. That's gonna be my motivating factor for y'all. Because I want to see how y'all come into this game against them.
All right.
And
Mr.
you know
Peoples.
why. You know why.
That's fine, man. That's all good. Mr. Peoples, who you got on what?
No, it's not hard for me. I ain't gonna beat around the bush like DJ did. Next, culture. It's all about culture, man. They have a culture. They have an identity already. That's already set. They're not gonna be rattled. They're not gonna um do all the extraness and all that stuff. Especially not Puda. Puda proves himself not to be mentally tough when he played with Sean. And Vashawn was just talking. And Puda stayed within his game. You know, he played the game the way he needed to do. So Puda, so I trust the Nets enough to take care of business because of their culture, because of their identity that they already have. So yeah, my pick is the Nets.
All right. So we have the Nets advancing to the final round for the predictions here. Now, we will not say anything about the very final because we haven't even gotten it. But those are our predictions, guys. For the most part, I believe everybody has the Bulls over the Heat. They have the Grizzlies over the Magic. They have the Spurs over the Sixers, and they have the Bucks over the Thunder. But in the second round, it gets tricky around the Lakers Bucks for you guys. As a matter of fact, I didn't even go over the first one. Oh, you guys would have the Bulls and the Warriors. Who you guys got in that matchup?
Oh,
Any,
Warriors.
I
Hey
guess I was
man,
didn't want to skip over that one.
they 10-1 for a reason, man.
Also, you guys got the
It's,
Warriors advancing.
I'm definitely, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I
All
don't. It's. I feel like that game is going to be a crazy effort from like Benny buckets, but it's not going to be enough.
right. I
Not
think
not
making
if
a
you
fresh
not
I
if
think
you
a
get
fresh
in
Nick Crow helps. I think a
the.
fresh Nick
No,
Crow that doesn't
for
play two
sure, for
games helps.
sure. I feel like a fresh
But
Nick Crow
then,
does help.
yeah, sure, a freshman Crow help, but you still got a fresh Warriors
You,
full team.
I mean,
So like,
right,
absolutely, absolutely,
and they
absolutely.
and and you gotta and like you said, it's a difference if you just gotta stop one guy who can pour it on. You gotta stop two.
That's very true. Well, we got
y'all
the
not gonna
So
Warriors advancing.
score.
So, all right, that is our predictions and preview for the playoffs. Next week after, we will see you guys when we have the final four, and we will do our predictions from there. Uh, Good luck to everybody entering the playoffs. I pray that everyone has a safe recovery from last Sunday. I ask that everyone be safe coming up until this Sunday. Want to see everybody there, happy, healthy, ready to compete. Um, and that's all I got. Thank you, Mr. Peoples. Thank you, Mr. Scott, for joining us on the
yes, sir.
podcast. We will see you guys next week. Take it easy.